we're gathered here this evening in this lovely space, temple, meeting house. And how many here are members? Is anyone here members of the community, the Quaker community? Yes, in our hearts, all of us, okay. And so I would like to, and we are here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and today is, and I have to give the date, of 24th of March 2011. So thank you and welcome. And this evening we have an interesting discussion, one that I hope you will be able to take home and use some of what we are going to be talking about. And basically, there is a great deal of interest and increasing interest in meditation in the world today, especially in the West, that what was considered to be weird and like a hippie type activities, something that if you took drugs and meditated, that was a good combination, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And now meditation has become quite mainstream. Isn't that so? That even in churches that never thought that their people would be, what they call congregants, would be doing, hello dear, there's a seat right up here, would be doing meditation, are finding a great deal of interest in, here's a seat right here, a great deal of interest in learning how to meditate. And many yoga studios teach meditation. Isn't that so? In fact, I think there are great numbers of people who begin meditation by going to yoga and getting something, some kind of preliminary instructions, and then wondering what the heck they're doing, and maybe they better look further, And so meditation means many different kinds of things. And it almost means something different to each person. And so I want to ask you, what is meditation? What is meditation?
Stilling the mind.
Stilling the mind. Okay. Stilling the mind. Can you say more?
Just our mind's kind of so always agitated. And it's good to try to just focus on trying not to respond to that.
Okay. So I hear several things. First of all, stilling the mind, focusing the mind, and not being reactive. These are three very important points about meditation. So what is meditation? We certainly haven't exhausted the subject yet. Yes, what is meditation to you?
Inner peace.
It's what? Inner peace. Inner peace. That is a result of meditation. But first of all, we're going to talk about, we want to know, what is this meditation? It's not inner peace itself. Practice? Some kind of practice?
Yeah.
All right, piano? So,
The university denied a degree in that matter, but
what's that?
the university denied a degree in that matter, but
In the meditation of piano?
music.
Oh, really? All right. And so meditation is practice of mindfulness? Okay, all right. What is meditation? Rini, what is meditation?
I see it as coming to a different state of mind, or healing.
Some coming to a different state of mind or healing. In other words, something that brings you to another state of mind would be meditation. Who else? Who else? Our discussion here tonight is not about listening to other people's answers, but discovering exactly what we believe meditation is. Perhaps some of us for the first time examining what is this meditation that people are talking about and what do I believe it is. And that is the important answer. Whether you share it with us or not, that's the important answer for you. So who else would share? Yes, dear.
For me, meditation is an opportunity to commune with the divine.
An opportunity, very nice. It's an opportunity to commune with the divine. And this is probably the most important spiritual aspect of meditation. And training, we might say, training in how to gain communion with the divine, since we're talking about meditation and not the results. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes?
I think of self-assessment.
Self-assessment, very good, thank you. That meditation allows us to withdraw and sink into ourselves, whatever that might mean to you, and you begin to examine who you are. You begin to examine your own attitudes. This is a very important aspect of meditation. The capacity to do self-reflection is trained through meditation, so we don't get the usual first layer, might be shaming and blaming ourselves, or shaming and blaming others. And finally, we get to a place where we are not participating in that negativity, and we're doing a more skillful level of self-reflection. So very good. One more. Yes, here.
Meditation is not a check-off thing. You have to continue, you have to practice, you have to be consistent. It's discipline.
Very good. So we could say, what I'm hearing is that meditation is not a single event or activity, but it's a continuation of an activity which produces a differing result the longer you do it. So this is a unique view of meditation. I mean, not a unique view, but a unique value of meditation. Okay, one more, because you had...
It's maybe a training of staying more in the present moment.
A training, staying more in the present moment. I will definitely agree that that meditation, among all of the attitudes that we are expected to hold in meditation, that one of the most important is being able to stay in this magical present moment, like that. So it can still be meditation, even though we might not make it to that point. We can still call it meditation because that's one of our goals. So maybe you want to hear what I say about what is meditation, huh? Okay. Meditation, very simply, changing your state of mind. Changing your state of mind. If you were actually happy with the way you were, then there would be no need to meditate. You would just be perfection itself, and you would just simply enjoy who you were with no difficulty in life. Everything would go well. But since that's not so, that we finally come to realize that it's not about what people are doing to us outside, but that there's something inside us that's creating our life and our world. And so we figure if we can change us, then our whole world might change, huh? And so we want to change, but the only way that we can do that is to change our state of mind. And these states of mind relate to the perceptions. And we want to have an effect, a lasting effect, on our perceptions. All right. Secondly, what is meditation? Continuously holding the mind to a pattern so that another state of mind can arise. continuously holding the mind to a particular pattern so that another state of mind arises. This is the mystical, magical part of meditation, where we can maintain a certain equilibrium, which is not our ordinary equilibrium. And as we hold that, we suddenly feel something shifting inside. How many people here have practiced or sat for meditation? Huh? Yeah, almost everyone. Have you experienced that? When you just holding steady, holding a certain state of mind, and suddenly inside something shifts and you feel like a different you, as though there were multiple yous inside. And this you is your higher functioning you, I'm going to say. So, continuously holding the mind to a pattern so that another state of mind can arise. And my third answer, of course there are many, many answers, denying sustenance to the unhappy state so it tires and goes away. Huh? And this means every thought and every action has causes. Every thought and action has conditions which allow that thought to arise. Within the matrix of this thought and pre-thought and thinking and post-thinking process, that there is a certain metabolic waste from every action, including thought. And so this metabolic waste of thinking literally builds up and creates a kind of distortion, a kind of harmonic, or I'm going to say a non-harmonic distortion within our mental energetic field. Is this too weird? Good. And so this distortion builds up and acts to attract a certain kind of nutrition. Every thought, one of the conditions and causes and conditions of thought, is a nutritional source. And so we are continuously feeding our mind with various kinds of nutrition, some of it truly not very healthy, not organic, total GMO. And I say modified because it's become modified because it's the metabolic waste of previous thinking processes. And this is contaminated energies which you are trying to refeed in order for new thinking to arise. This is why it's so hard to think clearly, for example, when you're under the influence of anger or jealousy or a disturbed mind. It's very difficult because you can't get enough of the right kind of energy to make you feel, to help you think clearly, all right? And so what we do in good meditation is that we hold ourselves away from the metabolic waste. We hold ourselves away from this anger that's lurking in our mind, that is needing, like some kind of disgusting creature. It's needing to feed off of us the production of new thoughts. It is wanting to feed off of that so that it can produce more anger. And so what we do is hold ourselves away to the best of our ability, because it's practice, it's not perfect, is hold ourselves away and deliberately not feed the dysfunctional states such as anger. And what happens is the anger begins to shiver. And at this point, many people feed the anger. They feel funny, all right? But rather than feeding it, holding it away, and something shifts, and it is gone, and it is gone. And that's what I mean by it tires and goes away. So these are just a few of my ideas about what is meditation. However, that still doesn't help us understand the myriad forms of meditation which are available, especially in the West, that new ones are being invented as we speak. Perhaps some of you people here are inventing meditational systems. I don't know. Good? No good? I don't know. And so I say that there are, just for purposes of our discussion, that there are 5 general types of meditation. So if anyone's going to take notes, this is a good time to take out paper. If you're not, listen carefully. First kind, calming the mind meditation. Secondly, first one, calming the body meditation. The second form is calming the mind meditation. The third type is cogitation meditation. The fourth is prayer and chanting meditation. And the fifth is transformational meditation. So 5 types. And now we're going to talk about each one separately, and let's do a little experiential so that you really are set in what these various kinds are, all right? So mainly what we want to know is how can we get the most benefit from each type of meditation, because they address different kinds of issues. Doesn't that make sense? And so there is no use in doing one form of meditation when your problem lies in this area. So we want to make sure that you target the meditation or the type of meditation that you need, okay? And but before we begin, I'm going to teach you how to check the calmness of your mind, okay? And so we're going to do it by checking the breath. So please take your finger and put it underneath your nose like this. And I want you to breathe normally through your nose and notice whether the breath is coming stronger through the right nostril or the left nostril. Just notice whether it's stronger through the right nostril or the left nostril. How many people stronger through the right nostril? How many more stronger through the left nostril? How many consider it was even through both nostrils? How many of you don't know? Yay. Okay. And now, one more time, I want you to check to see, I want you to, maybe it'd be easier to close your eyes or cast your eyes down. See if your breath feels smooth or ragged. Smooth or ragged. Check your breath again. Okay. How many felt it was smooth? How many felt it was ragged? Okay. And yes? Did you have a question about that?
I don't know.
You don't
I
know.
ragged.
You felt ragged?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Rough, like jerky.
Okay.
All right. And now one more time. We're going to see which direction your breath is heading, to the left, to the right, forward or backward or towards you. Okay. Could you tell? This is not so easy. How many of you couldn't tell which way it's going? Left? Which way? Left? People who saw left? Right? Going to the right? Going forward? Going forward, okay. And anybody going backward?
Kind of going up, kind of a
Up?
slant.
Like up? Yeah, okay, very good. All right. So now we're going to do this again after we do a couple of different kinds of meditation and then see how it changes. So calming the body meditations are a very popular form of meditation, probably the broadest category. This is taught, and it's very important in stress clinics. Some of you may have gone to a doctor's office and the doctor gave a certain directions on how to do body calming, meditation, relaxation meditation. You go to a spa that you actually don't have to do anything. They will meditate you into this body calming like that. That we feel that if someone who goes to a massage, getting a massage, that they automatically fall into a relaxed state that is an induced body calming meditation. However, we can do body calming meditation, and there are many, many CDs out there where you have this lovely music playing and a nice voice is telling you, leading you through a guided meditation. I think perhaps almost everyone has heard about that. So if you close your eyes and relax, and take 3 deep breaths and relax. 1. Take another deep breath. Breathe out all the way. 2. Another deep breath. And relax. And now from the top of our head down to the bottom of our feet, we're going to progressively relax, and we're going to tense the top of our head, tense the skin at the top of your head, and hold it briefly, and relax, and let go. And now tense your forehead. Tense the muscles on your forehead and hold it and relax. Tense the muscles around your eyes. Squeeze your eyes. Holding it and relax. Tense the muscles in your mouth, your lips. Very tight. Tense it, hold it, and relax completely. If you can, tense your ears, or think about tensing your ears. Hold it, and relax completely. And now our neck and shoulders. Lift and tense your neck and shoulders a little bit tight, because this is a place that always holds too much tension. Hold them, hold it, and relax and drop your shoulders. And take another deep breath. And now tense your upper chest on the front as much as you can. Hold it tight and relax. Let the tension flow away from you and flow down and away. And now your back, your upper back, tense, holding it, and relax completely. Let go Let go of all stress. It's falling away from you. It's falling away. Now tense your upper arms. Tense your upper arms. Make a tight muscles. Hold it, hold it. And relax and drop your arms. And now your lower arms, your forearms, but not your hands yet. And tense the muscles in your forearms. Hold it tight. And completely relax. And now stretch your fingers out, separating and stretching your fingers. Hold them rigid and tight. And relax. Take another deep breath. And let go. And now relax your belly. Tighten it. Tighten your belly. Holding it tight. And relax. And now you're at your back and your bottom. Tense it. Holding. And relax. Relax completely. And now your upper legs, your thighs, tense them, tense, hold it, and relax. And now your knees and your lower legs, but not your feet, hold it tight, tense the muscles, and relax. And now your feet and toes and ankles. Tense, curl your toes under, tense them as much as you can, hold it, and relax completely. And now relax your skin. Relax your skin. And now relax your bones, your entire skeleton. Just completely relax. Very good. This type of meditation, now you can open your eyes, this type of meditation, very good to take a nap afterwards, huh? Like that. And I'm sorry we not have time here, because we must go on. And so the body calming meditations, very easy to do, I think very useful for everyone, like that. And so the next form of meditation is calming the mind. Now, the breath and the mind are connected. And so the way we can mechanically calm the mind is by calming and having more structure and more careful practice of breath. This is actually one of the important practices that was given by Lord Buddha Shakyamuni 2,500 years ago. That his main practice was helping people to calm the mind through breath practices. And this practice has come up to the modern day in, for example, mindfulness training, Theravadan mindfulness training. This type of practice is done in southern Buddhism, such as Sri Lanka and Burma. And while we're here, please let's all pray for those people. You know, there was an earthquake in Burma, 2 very strong earthquakes this afternoon. So terrible, terrible earthquakes. So I say the word Burma, then I remember. Yes. Yes. So in Thailand, Sri Lanka, parts of Vietnam, etc. And so this is an important practice, and it is practically foolproof, all right? Way to calm the mind. And so among the many different kinds of mind-calming meditation, one of the most popular is counting breaths, okay? Now that doesn't seem so hard, does it? Let's count to 10 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, we're very good at that. Okay, now we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. The way we count breaths is 1 in breath and 1 out breath is 1. 1 in breath, 1 out breath is 2. These are through the nose, okay? In breath and out breath, 3. Now that doesn't seem so hard, does it? Okay, let me give you the rest of it. When your mind wanders, when you hear noises, when you think about whether you've turned off the stove at home, whether you're aware of something else other than the counting, you have to go back to 1. So, I hear a noise. That means that I'm not focusing on the breath. And so let's see how far we go, okay? You understand the basic? 1, count 1, only noticing the breath. Go ahead. Eyes cast. It's going to be easier if you cast down your eyes so that you don't get the visual distraction. If you see something around, then you have to go back to 1. Okay, let's begin. Okay. How many got past 1? No? Very good, very good. If you got past 1, you're doing well. Now I'm going to show you here. There's a posture which actually facilitates the breath practice. Your right hand over the left, your middle knuckles touching, and you hold it, and your thumbs just barely touching, like this, and touch your thumbs. And this is held so that your thumbs are just below your navel. You tuck it in. There you go. All right. Sit as though your backbone was a stack of golden coins. A stack of golden coins. Your head is lifted and tucked like the handle of an umbrella, I think, but it is usually said like a swan's neck. So you lift up and then you tip down the chin. Okay, so just this much, and we're gonna count breaths again, and remember, any stray thoughts go back to 1. Okay. think you're all doing very well. Okay. And please open your eyes. I wish we had more time to do this because it's a very important and interesting practice and something really that anyone can do. What you don't want to do is force the mind, but this is a little bit forcing the mind to hold carefully. So this is very good. And now we're going to check our, oh, did anyone get to 10? Anybody? No? 5? 5, good. 3? Look, more hands. 2? 1? 1? Good. And this okay, because this is why it's called practice. The more you do, the more steady and calm your mind will become. Okay? So this is a short introduction. What?
Did I understand you correctly that we have to start again if we hear something from
Yes, yes.
Maybe change the
Noticing.
numbers, change your thought though.
Huh?
Like if you take your focus off 1 and go to 2, like you'd have to start over because.
No. 1, because your breath is happening. This is the 1 breath. This is the 2 breath, like that.
As soon as you think 2, you derail your.
No, that's the only thing you're supposed to think,
Oh.
is the breath and the counting. So anyway, it's a very interesting practice. Now let's check our breath and see how we did. Check and see. Was it stronger? Breathe a few times there. Who's stronger on the left? Who's stronger on the right? Who has equal in both nostrils? Okay, this is very good. This is an effect that we're looking for. All right, and now do it again, and tell me whether the texture. I want you to be able to describe the texture of your breath. Is it smooth? Is it sandy? Rough? Is it silky? Creamy? What would be the word that you would use to describe it? Like feathers, very good. And what did it feel like before? It was what? It was smooth, but it was different. Okay. Who else? Give me a word to describe. Huh? Like gel? Oh, very good, very good. Kind of, there was a thickness to it. And what was it before? Smooth. Okay, so there was definitely a change there. And anybody else want to share?
Like warm, thick cream. I think that's smoothness of like that thick.
Very good. Very good. I like it. And what was it before?
It's just smooth.
Just smooth, okay. And so I'm not going to explain what that means, but that's good. And so these 2 forms of meditation have no particular spiritual component. Isn't that so? It's a very mechanical method. This is why they are so popular. They can be performed without any kind of commitment to spiritual practice or meditation at all. They're a tool that can be used pretty much by anyone, and have been really taken up by medical community as being a useful tool, and I hope you find these useful to use. And at least you understand the purpose. Benefit, calming the mind. Benefit, calming the body. Okay? Now, the next form is what I call cogitation meditation. Now, you're all actually very good at this, that each one of you has been able to withdraw so you don't even see what's in front of you and you think about some problem. Isn't that so? And someone could walk in the room and you don't even see them because your mind is absorbed in trying to figure out some difficult problem. Maybe it's a kind of a worry. Maybe you're working on a design for some kind of layout for your house or what colors are going to look best on the wall. This is what I do, because we're building a retreat house in central Wisconsin. And this kind of cogitation meditation is a kind of, I describe it like a cow chewing its cud. Huh? And the cow will continuously turn over and ruminate. And that's even a word that's used, rumination or cogitation. And you have a certain amount of material, and that is what you are ruminating on. That you don't think about everything. You're thinking about a particular subject. So, of course, we all very good at thinking about problems, or whether you like someone, or whether you want to attract someone, or whether you want to keep someone away, etc. But cogitation meditation is a very important part of Buddhist practice in order for us to change some of our root perceptions to perceptions which will not attract suffering. And so this is one of the important ways that we change our states of mind. And through cogitation meditation, we have a way to discover what it is that we really think about. That we approach cogitation meditation with an attitude of being able to work within a very small sliver of a perception in order to come up with a new view or a more healthy view. Okay? So in Buddhism, for example, we might have a subject which we have been given by our mentor or spiritual guide. For example, motivation to be set free from suffering. Finding within ourselves this extraordinary attitude that wishes to become free. For example, just a little bit about this subject, because now we're entering into some of my favorite subjects, that there is an organization called PETA, right? And sometimes they, either nowadays or they used to break into laboratories and free the animals. The laboratory animals. However, when they would go into these and open the cages and tell the animals to run, you're free now, run away, most of the animals would not. They would simply sit in the cage because they didn't know anything else. They didn't have any other reference. That was their entire world. They couldn't go out there, even though remaining there meant a great deal more suffering for them and extermination. Still, they couldn't go. Like that, human beings have become trapped in a suffering situation and not even knowing that freedom exists, not having the motivation to get out of our cage. And so we have to have a way to work with ourselves to help ourselves figure out that freedom is what we want. Logically and intellectually, we can understand this very easily. If someone offers freedom, we should take it. But energetically and from deep fear, that most human beings don't even know that freedom exists. This type of cogitation meditation helps the practitioner, the meditator, become capable of generating the enthusiasm to wish to become free. This is one very important use of cogitation meditation in our system. Then next, once we have that in place, then we think, after meditating perhaps for a very long time, we are alive in this enthusiasm to be free. And then we are turned around and expected to do cogitation meditation on motivation to set free every living being. That we are expected to make that turnaround, saying, like me, I didn't know, I bet others are like me. And wouldn't it be beneficial if I could help them become free? This is bodhisattva. This is a bodhisattva attitude. The spiritual heroes. And like that, these are two valid subjects for cogitation meditation. However, there's another kind of cogitation meditation which we can do here this evening, and that is asking ourselves a question which has to come as an inner answer. Asking ourselves a question where there are no words that we can possibly answer the question. In other words, on the outside, we don't know the answer, but somewhere inside, we know it, but we are not demanding that it come out in the form of words. So we're trying to stimulate, we want to stimulate that inner knowing and allow it to influence us, okay? And so if you close your eyes, and we're going to ask ourselves this question. Who was I before this life? Who was I before this life? Take a minute or two. Okay. This is an important question. I hope that you continue this cogitation perhaps later tonight or at some other time. It feels very good and it's very healing, both inside and out. Now our next question. Who will I be after this life is finished? And I'm not talking about future lives or like that, not to stimulate fantasy. Who will I be after this life is finished? Close your eyes. Who will I be after this life is finished? Good. Cogitation meditation is the antidote for people who say they can't meditate because they can't make their minds still. Probably the largest category of people who begin meditating and then they realize that they're not very good at it, and so they stop and they say, my mind is too busy, I can't still my mind. We don't do we don't do mind-stilling meditation, we do active meditation in Tibetan Buddhism. And so cogitation meditation helps the process of change. The fourth type of meditation is prayer and chanting. So this type of prayer and chanting is repetition in a steady rhythm of empowered recitations that call upon advanced spiritual beings. So now we're entering into another kind of relationship where we have hopefully set aside our concerns about our body and the state of our calmness of our mind. And we've made some transformations, and we feel okay enough about ourselves as a human being so that we really, not out of a sense of fear, like, oh God, help me, I'm in trouble, but this form of wishing to have a connection with higher being that is calling upon advanced spiritual beings in order to connect to our next way of being. So now we begin a preparation stage that is part of our evolutionary process, preparing us for our next, hopefully, next way of being for higher development, all right? And so another method for prayer is requesting the strength beyond our known capacity to accomplish an important task. It's not like you want God or Buddha to do something for you, although that would be very handy, but in fact, prayer very often requests us to have additional strength to do the things that need to be done. And so this is across all religions, that calling and requesting upon guidance and spiritual higher being, deity, Christ, whatever it is you're calling it, to help you have success, something that's important. And another method is requesting help. Another reason is requesting help to hold virtuous states of mind and not be attracted toward non-virtuous states of mind. You know, many people say, oh, this is spiritual meditation, all of this is just a foolishness. The most important thing is to be a good person, right? I'm sure everyone has heard that. And of course, I say, of course, everyone wants to be a good person. But what are you doing about making yourself so? And so prayer helps lift us into our higher states, our more altruistic states, so that we can hold this virtue and not attract the problems that we get in those other states of mind, and requesting help. Hold me here, just like saying, hold me in the light. Hold me up to the light, and don't let me be attracted toward these non-virtuous states of mind. Don't let me go that way. And so prayer is an important method for us to connect with higher being so that we can request help and inspiration from that source. And so from our, and also requesting help from perfection itself to attract us to it. In other words, we might at some point pray, highest being, I have no idea where you are. I have no idea how to get there or what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. Please come and get me. Like that. Attract me to you, perfection, because I'm not good enough, I'm not capable enough of finding you. And so this might be similar to a special kind of surrender prayer, which allows us to acknowledge that maybe we aren't so smart we thought we were, huh? And so we have, I have two mantras that I'm going to share with you tonight to show you a little bit about chanting. The first one is the mantra of Vajrasattva, the Buddha of purification. So hold your hands together and repeat after me. Om Vajrasattva. Hum. Om Vajrasattva. Hum. Om Vajrasattva. Hum. Okay. And so this, I have to do it this way to give you the permission to do the chanting of the prayer. So only thing we're going to do is show you how a little bit Tibetan chanting goes, okay? So let's do it together. Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum. Now I'm going to go a little faster. If you want to go faster, you can join me. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva. You can do it slowly. You don't have to do it fast. You can do it just at your own speed. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum. Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum. Okay. And the mantra, the mantra of the Buddha of purification, the mantra is no different than Vajrasattva himself. So reciting the mantra, invoking the presence of the Buddha of purification, what a wonderful day. All right? And now I'm going to share with you the national mantra of Tibet. The mantra of the Buddha of compassion, Chenrezi, Avalokiteshvara. And hold your hands together. Om, Mane, Padme, Hum. Om, Mane, Padme, Hum. Om, Mane, Padme, Hum. Okay, very famous mantra. Only now we're going to do this one a little bit differently because we're going to do very long and slow breaths. Naturally, you can recite it Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Hum like that. And for those of you who have prayer beads, this is actually a very good way to steady the body, steady the mind, steady the breath, as well as get into a rhythmic, a very careful rhythm like that. So now we're going to do it very slow. Deep breath. One more time. Let's remain quiet for a couple of minutes here. Okay, please open your eyes. Very good, very good. And the fifth form, that's a little hard to talk, but after doing the mantra, I kind of want to continue. But the fifth form of meditation is transformational meditation. And this is the deep, entering into the deep work of removal of the obstacles which have caused you to remain in the suffering state when you should have already been enlightened. It should have happened a long time ago. You all dawdlers. It's not like this is something you can wait to do, like 5 lifetimes from now or when you get older. No, you're already behind schedule. And the obstacles which hold you, which literally are binding you to suffering, rebirths, have to be untied. They have to be untied. Okay? They have to be destroyed. And so these stronger forms of meditation are undertaken in a way that are finally going to have the result of the destruction of obstacles. And since we have been looking at ourselves and working on ourselves and taking care of ourselves this whole life and many, many previous lives, so far that has not yet been the best strategy. Because as soon as you start to feel a little bit better, what happens? You slide away and you go back into a comfortable place and you feel okay for a while. The strongest method for destruction of obstacles is by destroying the root of our problem, which is our self-cherishing. Our self-cherishing. A base selfishness which causes us to think only of ourselves and all others as secondary to us. And the transformational meditation turns that whole system right on its head. And now we're going to learn how to care for others. You thought I was going to talk about some kind of power thing. No! These are the transformative compassion practices that will completely revolutionize the way you think about others and your own destruction of self-cherishing, your own happiness comes to you without even being asked. This is the process of transformation. When we think about others, our own happiness comes. But if we try to do it, if we try to become happy by thinking about others, that won't work. We have to really care about others. And the transformational compassion, the transformative compassion practices brings us into a method where suddenly all of these others that we see out there become dear. We see others as dear, and then we are happy to care for others. So much so that now I have decided that I am going to become enlightened, not for my sake, but for their sake. And that is the enduring method by which you will become quickly enlightened. Because even though you yourself are not feeling suffering, still all living beings are suffering and waiting for you to finish. I'm chastising you earlier that you dawdling. You should have been helping others already. You should have been on the bodhisattva path of benefiting huge, vast numbers of living beings. But you have to finish yourself first. You can't help them while you yourself are suffering. But we can't do it because we particularly want to stop suffering. We have to do it for their sake. And that is what I teach. That is, as you can imagine, this is my specialty. This is the specialty of Tibetan Buddhism. This is the specialty of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. These are the practices which will transform. These are the important things to know. We can go back and look at adjunct practices such as body calming, mind calming, cogitation, and prayer as valuable and important tools. But if we think that the body calming meditation is meditation, then we have really erred. We need to have a strong practice, a suitable practice, and in that way you go very quick then to the enlightened state. Changes come fast. Changes comes fast. So I invite all of you to think about transformative practice such as the green light practice, which I offer, which is an abstract practice focusing on compassion practices, or any one of the meditation practices which I've introduced you to. And lastly, many people want to meditate, want to learn how to meditate, because they want to experience peace. Isn't that so? And I tell you that peace is an outcome. Peace is not a goal. And so the active meditations of changing, we may have to discover things about ourselves that maybe we're not that interested in knowing, but we must have closure to these dysfunctions, and then peace comes automatic, like that. I've enjoyed being with you this evening. Please take me seriously, and I promise I take you all seriously. Gewa dinyo judaklama sangi dukane ro chiki malupadi salago parasho.